What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you guys how to install a sub in your GTI. The title's a little misleading because mine is already installed. It broke, and so I gotta fix it. So I have some things I need to work on the wiring because some wires came loose. But now I'm going to show you guys how I did everything, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it properly so you don't run into the same issue I did. So, where to start? This is my sub. So I have a Rockford's Fosgate sub. This is a all-in-one sub, so it has a built-in amp and everything in here. It saves me a lot of time because I don't have to worry about wiring in an amp and all of that. So good bit of saving of time right there, which is really helpful. And then so you have a total of 5 wires that come off the back of it that run to the front. These are going to be your RCA cables for audio. This will be the controller cable for adjusting the bass level. And then you have your power, ground, and then your remote wire. And I'll show you guys how I ran all that in a moment. So please ignore how dirty my car is currently, but I'll show you guys where I ran my wires. So my wires are ran under my seat, so it runs from the back to the back of the seats right there, and then I have them actually ran under the seat. So you do have to remove this seat entirely, and then under the seat there is a single bolt that holds this plastic trim right here in. So I undid that bolt and I ran all of the wires under this trim, and tucked them all the way along to the front of the car into here. So from here, the power ran up through the firewall through there. My remote wire is ran to my fuse box behind this, which, as you see, I have some excess I still need to cut. So this is a couple days later. I'm in the middle of editing the video actually, and there's a very important part I forgot. So right here is the fuse tap. This fuse tap is going to lead down here, and basically what this fuse tap does is it's the signal wire. So basically it'll tell the sub when to turn on and when to turn off. Perfect timing actually, because mine just can't park because I never did mine properly, so I need to do mine properly. But that just ran up through the side trim all the way into here. Now I have it tapped into this fuse. Not sure if you can see that, it's right there. You can try to like gauge it. I don't know the number, I don't have the sheet with me, but yeah, so it's that one. Make sure you guys tap a good fuse that is only powered on when the car is supposed to be on, otherwise it'll drain your battery and kill your battery. So make sure you guys get that. Back to the rest of the video. And then my ground wire is actually bolted straight to the chassis under this. The bolt that holds this one on is also holding my ground cable. So I grounded off the paint under this plastic trim and got a little connector, put the bolt through the connector so it's touching straight to the chassis. So overall, not that complicated. The complicated part really does come in when you start doing the audio wiring. So this right here is the line converter. Basically what this does is it takes your normal audio signals and translates them into a signal that can be used by RCA that'll run to your sub. Although, did mine break? I've had some very not nice friends who sat in my car and kicked it, so I have some issues with it I need to work out. But in the GTI, I cannot tell you what to do if you do not have the DVD reader. I know some of them do, some of them don't. I'm lucky I have the CD reader in mine. So you tap into the wires behind this, which I will show you once I pull it back out. And to pull it out, you need a specific key. They're called just like radio keys, and you stick one in there, and it rips right out. Real simple, real easy. So that's the gist of that. And then what I did, I ran all those wires down to here, and I had this mounted here, but it fell off, so I need to fix that as well, because that's not ideal. And then I have these RCA cables tucked up all along this, ran back here under this plastic trim, and then I have them run up under here, and then they obviously come out back here where the rest of them do, as you saw. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Now let me get to pulling the head unit out and figuring out where the cable went wrong, because basically the issue I have is one of those cables got knocked loose on the backside of the CD reader, and it's no longer putting out a proper signal. So I have to figure that out, because my sub sounds really messed up right now, because only one of my RCA cables is currently having a signal. The other one is like static, basically, because there's no signal coming through. So, sub sounds weird, need to fix it. So, we'll cut to that. Okay, so currently we're pulling out the reader And there is our issue. One of the cables came unplugged. Now, I don't know which one it came unplugged from, which is a slight issue, but what I can do is, hopefully, come on. Oh, two of them came unplugged. Oh no, they all came unplugged. Cool. So I have to figure out which ones came unplugged and why, because I genuinely don't know. There we go. Shit. I should not have unplugged that while the car was on. That was a little stupid of me. Shit. So two of them are still plugged in, and two of them are not. Now the issue is I don't really know which ones are plugged in and which ones are not, without giving them just a little tug. That's this one that's plugged in. Let me take a picture. So the way the translator works is there is a left positive, left negative, right positive, right negative. Two of them are plugged in. I don't know which ones those are though without looking, and I have to pull up the wiring diagram for this because I don't know the wiring diagram for this off the top of my head. Now be careful the car's off when you do this because this controls almost all the electronics in the car, which is why I feel really stupid. I just unplugged it while the car was on, and it's going to throw a bunch of codes, and you have to drive the car until the codes go away. So don't do what I just did. For some research, I got the diagram. I will throw this picture in there. So the front right positive goes to now I'm gonna connect my phone. Everything should just work properly again. Everything's done. Sub is now hooked up. All the wiring is done. After you finish all the wiring, you just push it back in there, and it's kind of inconspicuous. The only thing that hangs out, it's personal choice, honestly, is this. I leave mine hanging out because mine has settings on it, and if I ever want to adjust the settings for any reason, it's there so I can adjust it. And that is the overall install of a sub on a Mark 7 GTI. It's honestly not that bad. It seems a lot scarier. Last thing I did not show you is over here. So if you come around, And so what you do is when you come in, you have to take out the complete battery, which is a slight pain, but you have to remove the battery entirely, and then the firewall hole is right there. Now, if you have an automatic, you can just run the power wire through the clutch grommet. I have an automatic, so I had the hole. If you have manual, I've heard you can just run it alongside the clutch cable through it. How well it works, I don't really know. But yeah, then you run it into this. It's a little thingamajig. It's a fuse. It's a fuse protector, so in case it ever gets too much power, it keeps you from blowing up your battery in your car. So that's about it, and that's how you install the sub in a Mark 7.5 GTI. And yeah, sorry this video is kind of all over the place. It was not planned. It was very last minute. So hopefully you guys could still take away something useful from this, because everything I looked up when I tried to do this myself was missing little things in it, little tips and tricks. The main thing was the wiring. No one really explained the wiring or anything else. Everyone just said, wire it. Don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. But now, hopefully, that cleared up some of the wiring for you guys. And yeah, that's basically it. See ya.